All right, today we're going to get into a story that's all about passion and, just pure grit. It's about a DJ who shows us that your training ground can be literally anywhere as long as you've got that fire. So you got to ask yourself, how does a soldier serving in Iraq end up as a VJ in the heart of New York City? I mean, that's a wild journey, right? And that's exactly what we're going to unpack today, the totally unconventional path of video DJ Rontech. This story really makes you rethink how someone learns a craft. Okay, so let's set the scene. Our story doesn't start in some big, flashy nightclub. Nope, it starts with a kid just completely obsessed with music. You know the type. He's at the family party, but he's not really at the party. He's in the corner just watching the DJ, studying how a single song could totally change the vibe of the entire room. So right from the start, Rontech knew he wanted to be a DJ. The thing is, he had zero access to any professional gear, no turntables, no mixers, nothing. And he definitely wasn't in the nightlife scene. It's a classic problem, right? You have this crystal clear dream, but absolutely no idea how to get there. He had all the passion in the world, but none of the tools. And here's the thing that really sets him apart. He didn't just sit around waiting for gear to fall into his lap. Nope, the dance floor literally became his classroom. Any party he went to, he was studying. He was in his head, breaking down the DJ's set, figuring out the intros, the outros, and that perfect moment, when a track drops and the crowd just loses it. He was learning the craft without ever touching a single piece of equipment. Okay, so that's the foundation. But where this story really takes a turn is where he puts that commitment to the test. And let me tell you, it's probably one of the most unexpected places you could ever imagine for a DJ to train. So get this. While he was serving in the U.S. Army, including a deployment over in Iraq, he stumbles upon this software called Virtual DJ. And in his downtime, whatever little he had, he's got his laptop, he's got his headphones, and he's teaching himself everything. And we're not just talking about mixing audio. He's diving into the really complex stuff, like syncing up video files with the music. All of this right from his military barracks. And this right here, this just shows you the huge difference. The traditional path, you're in a club, you've got turntables, you're getting instant feedback from the crowd. Rontech's path, it's just him, a laptop, and headphones in a military barracks. He learned everything in isolation. Timing, picking the right songs, and crucially, how to fix your own mistakes when no one's there to tell you. That foundation, man, that would become so important later on. But you can only get so far on your own. Having the dream is one thing, but actually making it happen, that's a whole different ballgame. For Rontech, the big pivot came when three key people stepped into the picture. They were the ones who would help him go from a guy practicing in his room to a real professional. So let's talk about these mentors, because this is so cool. It wasn't just one person. It was like he assembled a team. First, there was DJ Ernesto for the skills, then video DJ JB for the industry know-how, and finally, DJ Neto as the benchmark for quality. Each one unlocked a totally different part of his career, like pieces of a puzzle clicking into place. So think about it. From DJ Ernesto in Seattle, he's learning the practical stuff, how to actually read a room. Then his high school buddy, video DJ JB, schools him on the industry and the essential software, like Serato and Mix Emergency. And all the while, he's looking at DJ Neto from Brazil and thinking, okay, that's the standard. That's how good I need to be. This combo gave him a real roadmap, It's what took him from just a hobbyist to someone ready for a live crowd. All right, so he's got the skills, he's got the confidence. Now it's time for the real world. Time to get out there and actually do it. And his professional career kicks off in a pretty wild spot. Not a club, not a bar, but on Seattle's booze cruises. And this timeline just shows you the hustle, man. In 2011, he's starting out on those booze cruises in Seattle. After the military, he's down in Delray Beach, Florida, basically introducing VJing to the whole Atlantic Avenue scene. And then he makes the big move. New York City, the big leagues. He's just constantly moving, constantly growing, building his name one city at a time. And when he gets to New York, things really start to connect. He links back up with video DJ JB and meets this guy, Joey Jams, from Long Island. And these guys, they were the ones who opened doors for him, getting him into key spots like Midtown Lounge. In a place like NYC, connections are everything. They got him in the door, and he did the rest, showing everyone what his video mixing style was all about. 4 years. Think about that. For 4 solid years, he had a residency at the Croxley's Ale House spots, thanks to a hookup with on-point DJs.
And we're not talking about a one-off gig here and there. This was consistent, week in, week out. That's where you really sharpen your craft and build a real following.
But wait, it gets even crazier. While all of this is happening, while he's holding down this 4-year residency, he's also in graduate school and then doctoral school. I mean, can you imagine that? His days are all about academics and his nights are about rocking parties. That is some next level discipline and time management. You gotta think, that's probably the military training kicking in, right?
So, at this point, he's made it. He's established in the real world of clubs and bars, he's got his residencies, his following, and then 2020 happens, and the entire world just stops. Everything shuts down. So what do? Well, you adapt.
Yeah, so when the pandemic closed everything, he didn't just pack it in. He moved online to Twitch. He basically saw it as a new opportunity. He turned his own home into a virtual club and started streaming, bringing the party to people all over the world. It was a total game changer and honestly, a much-needed escape for a lot of us back then. And what he did was so smart. He basically rebuilt the whole club experience online. The live chat on Twitch, that's the crowd. The little emotes people spam, those are the cheers. It really proved that the heart of DJing isn't the physical place, it's the connection. It's about bringing people together with music no matter where they are. And today, you can find him everywhere. He's still doing his live video sets on Twitch as Rontech. He's got his audio mixes up on SoundCloud as DJ Rontech. Plus, he's all over social media, sharing clips and stuff. So now, his fans can connect with him whenever they want from anywhere in the world. It's pretty awesome. So what's the big takeaway here? Well, his goal is still exactly the same. It doesn't matter if he's in a packed club or streaming to 1,000 people in their living rooms, he's there to create a full audio and visual experience. His whole story is just a perfect example of how passion, mixed with good mentorship and the ability to adapt, can build an amazing career. Really, his story just proves that the dance floor doesn't have walls anymore. With enough creativity and drive, you can build your skills and share what you love from anywhere. So I guess it just leaves one question, right? What are you going to do with your dance floor?